My name is Vika Katzen and I'm originally from Israel. I started to play volleyball when I was 15 and it just started by some coaches saw me, some volleyball coaches from the junior national team, and they suggested for me to move to a boarding school. It's not exactly a boarding school in the conventional way. It's more of a place where all of the athletes live in Israel in one big institution. It's a sports institution, and we all practice every day and everything is adjusted especially for us. Similar to university here actually. So that's where I started to play volleyball kind of in a serious way. I just discovered how the other European countries are a bit more hostile towards Israel. So when we were traveling with our team, we were never allowed to wear our uniforms, so people will not know what team are we from because it will create dangerous situations. And when there was a bit more conflict between us and other countries, then we would get our own security force, our own hotels, our own bus, especially for us, kind of always disconnected from other teams. So it was a bit surprising, but nothing unexpected. We understood the situation, we knew that it's something that had to be done, but it was kind of annoying a little bit sometimes because when other teams are wearing their uniforms and it says Hungary or Poland on their backs, we always had to wear just normal clothes. We couldn't wear our own uniforms that says Israel. We couldn't speak our own language we were in public. So it definitely was something annoying sometimes, but at the same time I feel like it united us more and we were just kind of in our almost own little bubble. I think you know that you need to serve in the military since you're a kid. It's a mandatory service, it's pretty obvious, it's not anything surprising. And once you get to your senior year of high school, you start to get drafted, go through different exams to put you in a unit especially that will suit you, your abilities, they're kind of checking you out. I think that a lot of people actually appreciate, that's where you get your very close friends from your unit, especially when you go to a combat unit because you're always together, you're always protecting each other, you're trusting each other. It's a good experience, and then, when everybody does it, you just want to feel part of it as well. It's part of you being Israeli, so people are happy to do that. Of course, it's not 100%, everybody is excited to serve, but for the most part, people understand that it's something necessary for our country, and they will do it happily. I think my senior year of high school, I saw a few of my teammates, the older teammates, went to college in the US, and I just thought it's a great opportunity to experience something new, to get good education, and just basically at that time as well, having some sort of adventure, I guess. It's basically making a video of yourself and going to one website of school to the other, seeing where spots are available at your position, and when they are D1 or whatever your criteria is, sending email to the coaches individually and say, hey, you don't know me, I'm living in Israel and I would like to play for your team. If you're interested, please call me, email me back or something like that. It's definitely harder because, especially for the coaches, since they can't always see you playing. They can't just come to a tournament in the US and see you, so they can see only video, which is hard to us as a player by only a video, and they talk to you only on Skype or telephone or just emails. So it's definitely making the process harder. Well, actually, I didn't discover Bryant by myself. I was talking to the coach from Hartford. He was a little bit more familiar with Israel. He lived in Israel, and he actually met me back in Israel with his team when he came. But then he connected me to Tree and said, I'm sure they would like to talk to you, and he was the one who brought me to Bryant. To be honest, it was very hard to talk to Tree. She didn't always answer my emails, and then I was nervous if something happened, and it was hard to catch her on the phone because the time differences. So it was definitely very hard, and I couldn't just come to an official visit at Bryant. So the only time was I was actually invited for a wedding here in the US. So I was here in the US and I called her and said, hey, I'm gonna be for those 3 days in Boston, if I can just come and meet you guys. And she said yes, of course, so I came here for 1 day. And it was my only visit in a university. I didn't know what to ask even, I didn't know what to expect to. I was kind of in a shock, and they showed me everything in 1 day. And do you have any questions? And I'm like, no, because, well, I don't know what I should expect. I don't know what the size of the gym supposed to be. I don't know how big are the classes supposed to be. Everything was so new to me that I was kind of lost, but they looked like very nice people, and I like the fact that the school was very small and the classes were small, which was important to me. So I was pretty excited after the visit.
Did you commit then that day, or was it a later thing?
I think I committed the next day or 2 days after, but definitely not longer than a week after I left. Definitely, I think that as an international student, if you don't get along with your coaches, it's definitely very hard. It makes the things much harder. But Ted and Chi were always super supportive and understanding, and when they see that I'm alone, they always invite me, and if it's just staying here for holidays when everybody's going home, they will invite me to dinner, which is really nice. And just having somebody that maybe not always understanding, but is willing to listen and try to understand you is very, very important, and I'm very grateful for that. I could not pass that 4 years at Bryant without their support, so I think they're awesome.